Hi, everyone. I'm Mia.
And I'm Leah.
Welcome back to the English Blend. We are so happy you decided to join us again for your daily dose of natural English practice.
Exactly. We help English learners practice listening and speaking naturally. So grab your coffee, maybe a cup of tea, and let's get started.
Hey, Leo. How's your morning going?
Not bad at all. I managed to make coffee without spilling anything, which is always a win before we start recording.
That's a huge success in my book. Mine usually involves trying to find my headphones for about 10 minutes. You know?
I totally understand that. Those small victories are important.
They really are. Now, speaking of things that are difficult, today we are tackling a topic that is honestly hard in any language, but especially tricky when you are speaking English.
That's right. Today we're going to talk about how to say no politely in English.
Saying no. It sounds simple, right? Just two letters. N-O.
It should be simple, but culturally and grammatically, it's a minefield.
It is. If you say no too directly, you might feel rude, especially depending on where you come from.
And if you are too indirect, the native English speaker might not even realize you're refusing their request. They might think you're saying maybe.
That is the hook question for today, Leo. Have you ever tried to say no politely in English, only to find yourself accidentally agreeing to do something you absolutely did not want to do?
Oh, 100%. I have committed to so many things, moving furniture, watching terrible movies, just because I couldn't find the perfect polite phrase.
I think we have all been there. It's a very relatable comment.
Exactly. We need to learn how to soften the blow. So let's dive into the main discussion.
So let's start with a basic definition, Leo. What does polite mean in this context?
In simple everyday English, when we talk about being polite, especially when saying no, we mean showing respect for the other person's feelings and time.
It's about not sounding aggressive and making sure the other person still feels valued, even though you are turning down their request.
Right. If your boss asks you to work late and you just say no, that's clear, but it lacks warmth, you know? It sounds aggressive.
Exactly. English uses a lot of cushioning language. We don't like direct opposition in social contexts. We need those verbal cushions.
Let's look at a key word here: refusal. A refusal is simply the act of saying no or rejecting an offer.
And usually, when we refuse something in English, we immediately follow it with an explanation or an apology.
That's where the politeness comes from. We apologize for the inconvenience or we explain why we can't, even if the reason is just, I need rest.
So, Leo, can you give us a quick example of a direct no versus a cushioned no?
Sure. Imagine a friend asks, can you help me move next Saturday?
The direct answer would be, no, I can't.
Which is technically correct, but feels a little cold.
The cushioned, polite answer would be, I wish I could, but unfortunately, I already have plans that day. Sorry.
See the difference? We included I wish I could, showing regret, unfortunately, softening the news, and an apology. We used short, clear sentences.
That uses simple, everyday English, which is perfect for our A2, B2 listeners. It shows respect and natural tone with warmth.
We need to remember this pattern. Apology or regret, plus the no, plus brief reason, optional.
Let's dive deeper into that apology regret phase because it's so vital. We often use phrases like, that sounds lovely, but, or I appreciate you asking, however.
We call that showing appreciation. It's like saying, I recognize the value of your offer, even though I can't accept it.
It flips the negative refusal into a positive acknowledgement first. It uses real expressions.
Let's try a quick role-play example, Mia. Imagine I invite you to a very early morning gym session.
Oh no, my worst nightmare. Okay, go ahead.
Hey, Mia, I'm getting up at 5:30 a.m. tomorrow to hit the gym. Want to join me?
Wow, I really admire your dedication, Leo, but I have to say no to 5:30 a.m. workouts. That time is reserved for sleep.
Perfect. You acknowledged my effort. I admire your dedication. And then you gave a clear refusal with a slightly humorous reason. That felt very friendly and natural.
Exactly. I didn't just shout, "No, I hate the morning."
Good point. Now, let's talk about a mini cultural note here. In many English-speaking cultures, especially professional ones, we often avoid giving too many details when we say no.
That's interesting. Why is that?
Because giving too many details can sound like an excuse or a lie. If you say, I can't come to the meeting because my dog ate my homework, people will wonder why your dog is eating paper.
That's a great example. Short, clear sentences work best. So a brief, slightly vague reason is usually better than a long, elaborate one.
Right. I have a prior commitment, or my schedule is full, are perfect phrases because they are polite but firm.
They respect the listener's time, too, because you don't waste 5 minutes explaining your entire weekend schedule.
Exactly. Politeness is often about efficiency combined with kindness, you know?
I see that. Now, let's move into some actionable, practical steps for our listeners. We need to give them tools they can use right away.
Perfect. Let's shift into our practical tip section now.
We've established that a direct no is usually too harsh. So, how do we structure that polite response? We've broken it down into 5 actionable steps.
These steps will help you create that perfect, cushioned refusal. Tip 1. The pause and appreciation. The buffer.
Step 1 is the buffer. Always start with a pause and a thank you or appreciative phrase.
This is crucial. Never rush to the no. Take a breath. This gives the listener a moment, and it signals that you've seriously considered their request.
Use expressions like, "Thank you for thinking of me," or "That's a very kind offer." Short, clear sentences work.
If your neighbor asks you to babysit, you don't say no. You say, thank you for trusting me with your kids.
That sounds much warmer. It shows respect. It sets a friendly, natural tone.
Yes, the buffer also gives you time to formulate a graceful exit plan.
What if the offer is bad, Leo? Like someone asks you to join a terrible pyramid scheme. Do you still thank them?
That's a great clarifying question. Yes, you still thank them for thinking of you, but perhaps you focus on the opportunity rather than the specific request. Say, I appreciate you sharing this opportunity before shutting it down.
Good distinction. So, step 1 is the positive opening.
Right. It uses real expressions and emotional tone.
Step 2 involves the language you use right before and after the refusal. Use softening language or qualifiers.
Qualifiers make the rejection sound less absolute. Instead of saying, I won't do it, we say things like, I don't think I can, or I'm afraid I won't be able to.
The words "I'm afraid" are brilliant for this. They signal regret without sounding dramatic. It shows warmth.
Other fantastic qualifiers are unfortunately, regrettably, or it sounds wonderful, however.
Let's try an example. A colleague asks you to take over a complex project last minute.
Instead of, no, I'm busy, I say, unfortunately, with my current deadlines, I don't think I can take that on right now.
Perfect. You are using simple, everyday English. You are communicating clearly, but softly.
The key is to avoid using a strong single negative word unless absolutely necessary. Cushioning language is essential.
So step 2 is the gentle delivery.
Exactly.
Tip 3, provide a brief, non-specific reason.
Remember our cultural note? Don't over-explain. Vague is safe.
Good reasons are things that are universally understood. Time, conflicting priorities, or capacity.
Try phrases like, my plate is too full right now. We'll define that phrase later. Or, I'm already overcommitted this week.
What if someone asks you to do something outside of work, like helping them paint their house on Saturday?
You could say, I can't this Saturday. I have a prior engagement I need to attend to.
That's a good example of the conversational flow we want. It's vague enough that they don't pry, but it sounds like you have important things to do.
And critically, avoid negative reasons, like, I just don't like you, or that sounds boring. Even if it's true, politeness requires positivity.
It requires warmth and kindness. Step 3, keep the reason tidy.
Tidy, efficient, and polite.
Tip 4, offer an alternative or suggestion. This is my favorite tip, Leo. Step 4, offer an alternative.
This is the ultimate politeness move. It shows that you value the relationship and still want to help, even if you can't meet the current request.
If you say, no, but I can help you later, or I can't, but maybe you could ask Susan, you are still being helpful.
This is especially useful in professional settings. If your boss asks you to do A, but you can only do B, offering B transforms the refusal into a negotiation.
Example, I can't meet the Friday deadline, but I can certainly deliver the first half by Wednesday.
Fantastic! You didn't just refuse, you found a solution.
Or in a social context, I can't come to your party on Saturday, but I'd love to meet up for coffee next week.
This is called redirecting the request. It keeps the conversational flow going and maintains the friendship. It uses short, clear sentences.
Step 4, the redirect.
Absolutely essential.
Finally, step 5, use I statements and own the decision.
This means you take responsibility for your boundary. Don't blame external forces like saying, my mother won't let me when you're 45 years old.
Using I can't, I need to, or I choose to makes it clear that this decision is about your personal priorities, not the other person's unreasonable request.
When you own it, it shuts down debate. If you say, I can't afford that trip right now, it's hard for them to argue with your finances.
But if you say, that trip is too expensive, they might try to find a cheaper option for you.
Exactly. Focusing on your own capacity or commitment is key. I prioritize my weekend time for family is a strong, polite I statement.
That's such a powerful point, Leo. Step 5, take ownership.
So let's do a quick mini summary, Mia.
We started with the positive opening, thank you, or appreciation.
Then the gentle delivery, softening language. Unfortunately, I'm afraid.
Third, keep the reason tidy, brief, non-specific reason.
Fourth, the redirect, offer an alternative.
And finally, take ownership, using I statements. That was a great talk.
Yes, it was very productive.
Now that we have the structure, I want to share a quick relatable story about why this is important for English learners.
Please do. Relatable stories are key.
When I first moved abroad, someone invited me to an event I really didn't want to attend. It was a very long, formal dinner. My instinct, based on my first language, was just to say, no thank you.
Simple, direct, efficient.
Yes, but the person who invited me looked really hurt. They said, oh, did I do something wrong? They interpreted my simple no as a rejection of them, not the dinner.
Because in English, especially socially, a raw no suggests conflict or annoyance.
Exactly. I should have used cushioning language. I should have said, that's so kind of you to invite me, but I have a huge day tomorrow and really need an early night. Thank you, though.
That's the perfect warm way to refuse. It maintains the relationship. It sounds like two friends helping the listener learn English.
That experience taught me that in English, the manner of refusal is often more important than the refusal itself. We prioritize emotional tone.
That's a key insight for our listeners. It's about emotional safety in conversation.
Right? Now, let's talk about the length of the response. Should these polite refusals always be long?
Not necessarily. They should be clear, but not overly complex. Remember, we aim for simple, everyday English. If it's too long, it sounds rehearsed or fake.
So a few short, clear sentences work best.
Precisely. For example, if a stranger asks you for money, a polite and efficient refusal might be, I'm sorry, I can't help you right now.
That's fast, polite, and firm.
A quick refusal is often appropriate when the request is sudden or informal.
But if it's your boss or a good friend, you need that extra layer of warmth and explanation.
That leads us perfectly into our next section, the specific phrases and idioms that make saying no truly natural.
Excellent. Let's focus on specific English tools our listeners can add to their vocabulary. We've got 3 great phrases here that will instantly make your refusals sound native and conversational.
Idiom 1. Take a rain check.
This phrase is fantastic. It's a very common expression. What does it mean simply, Leo?
To take a rain check means to politely decline an offer or invitation now, but suggest that you would like to do it at a later time.
It implies not today, but definitely soon. It's an easy way to offer a subtle redirect.
The history is fun. It comes from baseball. If a game was canceled due to rain, fans were given a rain check, a ticket for a future game.
That's a fun fact. So it literally means, let's reschedule this activity.
Correct. Example sentence 1. I can't join you for dinner tonight, but I'd love to take a rain check next Tuesday.
Example sentence 2. That movie sounds amazing. Can I take a rain check on watching it until I finish this project?
It's polite, natural, and friendly. It helps maintain that conversational flow.
Absolutely love that one.
Idiom 2. My plate is full.
Our second phrase is great for professional or busy people. My plate is full.
If your plate is full, you cannot add more food, right? In English, we use it to mean I have too many responsibilities or commitments right now.
It's a clear, visually strong metaphor. It means you are at maximum capacity. It's simple, everyday English.
It's a very polite, non-specific reason to say no. It's step 3, tidy reason, wrapped up in an idiom.
Example sentence 1. I would love to volunteer, but my plate is currently full with work and family duties.
Example sentence 2. Thank you for the suggestion, but my plate is full until the end of the month.
Perfect. It uses that natural, warm style.
Idiom 3. Spread thin.
Our third key idiom is spread thin. This is very similar to my plate is full, but it often implies that your energy or resources are being divided among too many tasks, making you less effective at all of them.
To be spread thin means you are doing too much and your quality of work or attention is suffering. It is often used to explain why you must refuse something.
It's a very effective I statement. It describes your current state of capacity.
Example sentence 1. If I take on that new responsibility, I'm worried I'll be spread too thin.
Example sentence 2. I'm already feeling spread thin, so I have to say no to that committee request.
These 3 idioms, take a rain check, my plate is full, and spread thin, are powerful tools for polite refusal. They are conversational and clear.
They show the listener that you are genuinely speaking English naturally.
Let's do a quick recap of the whole process before we sign off, Mia.
Wow, that was a lot of information, Leo. But hopefully our listeners now feel much more prepared to use that difficult 2-letter word, no.
Absolutely. Let's quickly summarize the key ideas, keeping the tone friendly and conversational.
Remember the mindset. Politeness in English requires cushioning language. Don't be too direct or you risk sounding rude.
Always start with appreciation. Thank them for asking or acknowledge their kind offer. This is step 1.
Use qualifiers like unfortunately or I'm afraid to soften the refusal. This is step 2.
Keep the reason brief and non-specific. No need for a 5-paragraph essay. Use phrases like my plate is full. This is step 3.
Offer an alternative if possible. Say, no, but what about tomorrow? Or suggest a different helper. Use take a rain check. This is step 4.
And finally, use I statements. Own your choice and your boundaries. Don't blame others. This is step 5.
We covered a lot of great ground today. This episode was all about communication and setting boundaries gently.
We encourage the listener to try these tips this week. Think about one thing you might need to say no to and practice that polite refusal structure.
Practice using simple everyday English. Try to use I'm afraid I can't or I have to take a rain check in a real conversation. That is the best way to practice listening and speaking naturally.
Exactly. Daily practice is key to blending into English conversations.
Thank you all so much for tuning in to the English Blend today. We love having you with us.
We sure do. Next week, we are diving into another tricky topic, how to politely interrupt someone during a meeting. We'll give you all the best phrases for jumping in without causing offense.
Ooh, that sounds like a topic where we will need plenty of cushioning language. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. Until then, keep practicing, keep blending, and keep speaking English.
That was a great talk.
Yes. See you in the next episode of the English Blend. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.